Hello Cancer, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Not the card that I wanted, right? But we're gonna put this into some context. I feel as if there's something there's these waves of emotion that are coming over us, right? And I don't know what that's about just yet. As a matter of fact, instead of putting that into some context with more tarot cards, I don't do this very often, but I'm going to do an Jing hexagram right off the bat. Right? Let's just do this. Let's see if we can put this into some perspective or get an idea of what's going on here. Why is that Five of Cups there? We've been having some very emotional readings lately for Cancer, and now the last reading that we did, I feel, was very strong. And now we're kind of back with this kind of uncertainty, or the mixed emotions, or the kind of, these waves of negative emotions that kind of come and go, right? So let's meditate together and pick the appropriate hexagram for today, okay? That's the one. 61, inner truth. Piglets and fishes, good fortune. Fruitful to cross the great river. Constancy bears fruit. Interesting. Okay. Inner truth. Fruitful to cross the great river. I wonder if that is talking about us crossing this river of emotion, this five, right? Crossing this Five of Cups. It seems like it's kind of a torrential river, right? It's kind of going with pretty good speed there. Let's read the hexagram text. Piglets and fishes are symbols of wealth, plenty, and luck, often used in offerings to the spirits. You are in a state of committed connectedness and can trust you will be provided for. Success in ongoing ventures and the insight to be in the right place at the right time are both manifestations of your inner truth. Where do you place your trust? What feels true? What feels true? Interesting here. I wonder if the Five of Cups here is talking about some kind of an uncertainty. There's these mixed feelings about something or about someone, right? And we're kind of on the bank of this river. Maybe, the crossing the great river is kind of like taking that big step, doing that big thing. And I feel like there's kind of this hesitation right here at the edge of the river. Do we cross it? Well, now let's do some more of our tarot cards and see what other energies are working. I like this inner truth, right? Again, where do you place your trust and what feels true? Ten of Cups. Yeah, that's, got the universe. Nine of Wands, 10 of Wands. This is pretty good energy here. This is very kind of stable. This is very, very strong energy that kind of shows like we're getting to the other side of the river here. We have the 10, we have satiety, we have oppression with the 10 of Wands, but to me it feels like this is us kind of getting to the other side, right? And it may be an exhausting crossing, right? It may take a lot out of you to get here, but I feel like you will cross this river, and ultimately you have the strength to do it. You have the desire to do it, and I think this is you doing it, right? Let's continue. We have the Luster Strength card and the Hanged Man. Well, there's the river itself. There's us floating down the river. And we have the High Priestess, and we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is really the card of inner truth, right? Because the Hermit is concealing that lamp within, discovering that inner kind of spiritual essence that it can then, eventually reveal to the world, right? So we have to find the inner truth first and cross this river. Maybe there is a very big decision pending for you. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card. I think that's the one that's kind of sticking out there. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments, right? Just whatever comes to you, just put it down there. And at the end, we'll see what that card is. I think it's a good exercise in intuition. It's going to be good for us to do this, right? Let's take a look around the room one more time. We've got major, 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 major. This doesn't happen. This is a special deal here. To get all major arcana on the path of the serpent. So we can really simply say, this is the courage. This is the crossing of the river. This is the connecting with your inner truth, with your spirit, with the divine energy. And then this is you on the other side. You're wet, but your lamp is still shining bright, right? It didn't extinguish your light. This is saying, hey, you're going to come out the other side of this river, and you're going to be okay. You're going to be more than okay. You're going to be more than okay. Because you will have learned something very important about yourself here. Anytime we try to cross a river, let's say, we're learning a lot about ourselves. How do you handle yourself when you're in the current? And that's what we have right here, the Five of Cups. The first card we had today is the current. It's the tumultuous flow of energy. This is movement. This is called disappointment. But really what this is a constantly changing emotional state. Very brave one minute, a little bit frightened the next. This is very, very certain, and then we're kind of doubting. This is feeling the love and the optimism. Then we're kind of feeling abandoned and rejected and scared and all this. It's a lot. It's a lot. And part of what I see with this 10 of Wands over here is this is us kind of being, I know I said before that this was us kind of finishing the task and crossing the river. But in some ways I feel as if this is almost being overwhelmed by the current of the river, and the idea that we then either we fail at it, it's too much for us, it overtakes us, and that could mean that we are then this is something that we're not capable of doing, and we have this, I don't want to say, but this is a card of codependence. Okay, and this could be a couple of things. It could either be that we try, we fail, and then we end up in this kind of codependent situation, feeling that we aren't strong enough on our own, that we need someone else to help us or to add strength to us, right? And I don't like that. Or we could look at this as interdependence, yeah. That we're getting across this river, yeah, but we don't have to reject everybody else and say, I'm going to do this myself. I mean, we could go that route, but I think it's a bit risky. I think that there's other energies in your life. Now, this isn't saying that you have to be interdependent with another person, with a partner, a friend, a coworker, boss at work or something. This is an interdependence between you and spirit, you and your own essence, you and your own self, your own light, right? This is kind of the idea that in God all things are possible, or goddess, deity, ancestors, guardian angels. This is that other part of ourself, that deep, essential, spiritual part of ourselves that we must connect with. And I think that's what's going on in the path of the serpent here, because we've got that high priestess. And the high priestess is bringing you the message that it is that part of yourself. It is your own divine light that you are realizing, that you are discovering, that you are connecting with. And we see that connection here too. Exactly what is the Nine of Wands, but this lamp connected with this moon, right? High Priestess, moon energy, lunar energy. And here we have the card that connects them both. So true strength, your ability to cross the river and any river, is to have your inner truth, and the inner truth is accomplished by you connecting with your divine essence, your spiritual self, your spiritual will. That gives you the strength to do anything. And yes, the Ten of Wands is saying, well, maybe it means that we have to work together with others. We're not ruling that out. This isn't something that you must do by yourself, right? It says, where do you place your trust? You can place and this is the position of trust. This is the position of the environment. This is the card of trust, kind of trust falling into the river. You're trusting the river, right? You're trusting your spiritual essence on the other side so that we can make it through this river of conflicting emotions, we didn't really even try to specify what this is, okay? This is any kind of situation that you're just not sure about, that you've got some sort of mixed feelings about. Could be a romantic thing. It could be a potential partner. It could be a job. It could be a work situation, coworker, family members. It could be something at church, temple, order, or lodge, something in your community organization, your neighborhood, your neighbor, right? Something that we have a lot of mixed feelings about. And the I Ching is saying that we need to cross through, we need to realize our inner truth so that we can get through this. Because this could really sweep us away and we're not going to get to our goal on the other side. What is that goal? Right? That's what you must ask yourself. And perhaps the goal is an interdependence. The goal is trying to find a way for us all to work together. You and your coworker, you and your spouse, you and your neighbor. Right? But we've got so many mixed feelings about it. We really got to find our inner truth. We have to find where to put our trust. What feels true, it says. It says, piglets and fishes are symbols of wealth, plenty, and luck. You are in a state of committed connectedness. That could be this card too, right? Committed connectedness. But is it codependent or is it interdependent? Okay. The world and the universe card back here in the kind of the recent past position. I don't know if I look at this really as the past. To me, this kind of reflects the I Ching where it says here that the insight to be in the right place at the right time. Well, that's what I feel here with the world and universe card. It's time and space, right? It's the fabric of the cosmos. And so I think that this is the realization that you have. This is the certainty that you feel. This is the truth that you feel, that you are exactly where you need to be right now. But we're just not sure we can make it through our feelings and get to our goal on the other side. Okay. We know what kind of goal we want. See, maybe these two cards go together. Ten of Cups, Ten of Wands. We want this community, this partnership, this interdependence, right? Because that's going to fulfill our needs and the needs of this situation, business, this organization, whatever it is, family. Because that feels like the right thing to do. That feels like it's going to be, the best kind of outcome, emotionally speaking. We want the connection, and we want the satisfaction that comes from, let's say, from finding our inner truth and from working this thing out in the right way, right? It's really this desire to have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is beneath everything. This is the underlying motivation. Okay? And I think this is really for you to fulfill your life, to fulfill your needs, your desires, your aspirations. Right? I mean, this is the river itself, and maybe this is the really strong current that's happening right now. You know this is what you need to do with your life. You know this is where you need to be and something that you need to do. But there are these fluctuating feelings about it. And I think sometimes it feels like maybe our cups are draining, maybe our cups are filling, right? Because we got a 10, we got a 5. Are we increasing? Are we getting closer to our 10 or further away? So we start to question even this 10 of wands. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Right? This big emotional kind of decision that's pending for you. Right? But it's all about the inner truth. It does say it's fruitful to cross the great river. It's fruitful to get over the way we feel now. Right? To get to the strength, to get to this inner truth, this connectedness. Okay. And it doesn't mean that we're trying to ignore how we feel, but we're trying to discover what's underneath all of that. And that's, I think, over here. What does it really mean? Because these emotions are going to flow. I think it's a mixed bag. There's a lot of different feelings going on here. We need that inner truth, that inner connectedness. This is the strength. This is the certainty that you're trying to kind of invoke. That's going to allow you to make that decision and cross that river. Make that big step. You know, they say, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Well, you're there now, and it's time to cross it. Right? First thing we need, general energy. We're moving to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Okay? It's totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And I've really been enjoying reading the comments about where everybody's from. You know, our community really does span the entire globe. And that really fascinates me to read that, you know. I appreciate all of you. Okay, now general energy. The lust or strength card. This, I think, is us trying to muster up all of the courage that we can. And realize that this is our big moment. This is the moment that's going to affect the rest of our lives. What we do here is going to make all the difference. Right? And we're having these mixed feelings about what the goal is, about what's on the other side of the river. Right? And it's kind of one of these things where the only way you're going to know is if you do it. Right? Make that connection. Cross the river. And see what this could be. We always have the strength to, and I think we're getting the kind of inner truth, we're getting to the bottom of who we are, let's say, that we'll recognize what this is when we get there. Now this could be the perfect partnership, right? That leads to just outrageous, tremendous success. You know, or you could find that it's not something that's going to work out. It's a little too codependent, or it's too much, I don't know, if it's too imbalanced, right? This could really be one person that carries all the weight, right? That's doing all of the difficult work while somebody else is just sitting back with their feet up, you know? But we won't know until we get there, okay? So what we see next, the Hanged Man, really, that's the card of trust. It's trusting the river. It's trusting that even though the river is very kind of rocky and there's a lot of different currents, we have to kind of just allow it to flow, right? And I think that this is really a big card of trust. Big card of trust. And I feel that it's allowing us to connect with this spiritual energy. Right? And that's the difficult thing, I think, right? Because these two cards look very similar. This is the allowing the emotions to flow, just kind of going with things and not being attached to any of them. But it looks very much like the High Priestess. I think it's easy for Cancers to get confused between a very strong feeling right? Or an overwhelming feeling, or a feeling that kind of carries us away like a river might. Confusing that with the spiritual divine energy, messages. These two cards look very similar, especially when we kind of put them side by side or top to bottom. But I think there is a mystery here. There is something significant here. Because I think it is in your deepest emotions that you find the connection with spirit, but we don't want to confuse the two. We can perhaps use both of these, the intuition and the deep, deep emotions, even if it is rather choppy water, to discover that inner truth. Because the hermit holds that lamp, and this lamp is a combination of everything. It's mind, body, soul. It is our personality, it's our thoughts, our feelings, it's our intuition, our instincts, it's all of it. Right? That lamp is a sun, and the sun is representative of the whole self, not just the spiritual self, higher and lower, right? Inner and outer. And yeah, the card does say inner truth. I think that's what we are really trying to discover here, and that's what the river essentially is. So this is also a recommendation to explore your feelings, right? It's not just getting across the river as fast as you can. I think in this case, it's about experiencing the river. What is the river trying to show you and teach you? Why is it such a choppy river right now? I think it might benefit you to discover what's kind of at the bottom of that river. What is it that you really want and need out of this situation? What are your 10 of Cups? What is your picture-perfect happiness life? Right? What does it look like? And I think this will give you a better idea on the other side of the river, when you finally kind of climb out onto the other shore, if this situation has what you need, or if it does not. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I notice in this reading we don't have any, thank you, Bob, we don't have any swords cards. And I wonder why that is. I think maybe part of it is because it's not an intellectual exercise. It's an emotional, intuitive experience that is this river. Yeah. And this is a big rite of passage for you. This is a major initiatory moment for you. You're in the right place at the right time, and the rest of your life kind of depends on this moment, right? So maybe we don't need the swords. Maybe we don't need to really question and doubt and second guess, because then we're never going to get in the water, you know? It kind of seems like, especially with this luster strength card, we just need to jump in, right? And maybe the current will take us to a place that is a lot more peaceful, and then we can climb out and we'll have learned a lot about ourselves. We'll learn kind of how to move through water like this. When the emotions are this intense and this kind of, agitated, maybe this experience is teaching us how to deal with that, how to kind of accept it and allow the flow to happen and, still able to get to the other side safely, maybe in calmer waters, right? So I don't think we need any swords cards here. I want to see maybe some nice stable earth energy, 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. It is the swords cards. It is the 7 of swords. This is the card that says, well, maybe things are better on this side of the river. This is kind of a thing. The 7 of swords is doing anything it can to avoid getting in the water. Right? It's saying, oh, I can't go today. I have a lot more of these things to do. A lot more of these swords to pick up and move around for really no reason other than I don't want to get in the water. This can be making excuses. But this is also a realization, I think, that, yeah, you can delay and stall and you can make excuses for a while, but this is what's pending for you. You have this emotional experience in front of you, and I think it needs to be experienced and sorted out. Right? We need to get to the other side of this. We can't just idle around over here spinning our wheels. It's not going to make this situation go away. So eventually we're going to have to just put down these silly swords and say, all right, I'm getting in the water now. I'm going to see what this feeling is all about. I'm going to see where these feelings lead me. Yeah. Now, it's leading us to an extended reading, and if you want to stick around for that, click on the link up here in the corner or down in the description box. Okay? That'll give you access to all of the extended readings. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me again tomorrow. All right. New readings for Cancer specifically are every Tuesday and Saturday. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.